Hey friends, it's Emily from Heartfelt Creations. If you and I have not met, welcome. It's great to be with you. We'd rather be with you in person, but since we can't, I guess the virtual events is how it's going to be, right? So we'll have some creative fun online. So today I'm going to share you how to create beautiful one-of-a-kind roses. So if you haven't seen these before, this is your chance to learn how to create these the easy way. Now, if you are one of my beginning crafters and you're like, oh my goodness, I love these, but I could never make them, you are like many of my crafters who thought, oh my goodness, these are so pretty, but how do I actually create these? So today we're going to show you how to make these the quick and easy way. I've had crafters who thought they couldn't, and when they followed these simple steps, they found that it was super easy. Now, with this specific flower, you're going to be able to use it many different ways. You can use it as a rose, or if you wanted to use it more as an open flower, there is versatility and options with that. So join me and we'll learn how to create with this. So the key tools I'm using today is the classic rose die, which cuts it out. I'm using the classic rose stamp set, and then the 3D shaping mold. This is what does the shaping for you and makes it you don't have to rely on your own creativity to put those together. So to create this, you're going to start out with whatever color you like. I am using the Paradise Teal Archival ink. I'm using the Sunflower, and I'm also using the Leaf Green. So to start out with, we're going to use the Sunflower in the center. So as you're joining in, let me know what you love about this, and have you created roses before? If you haven't, this is one of our most popular flowers. It's a great way to create these the easy way, just following some simple steps. So with this one, you're using the Leaf Green as kind of the in-between color, which is kind of a color you might not have thought of using before, but it's a great color in between the Sunflower and the Paradise Teal. Isn't that just amazing how that starts to take shape? Once you're finished doing that, you're going to go back to the Paradise Teal, and you're just going to go ahead and just color around the edges to get that nice, beautiful color just very quickly and very easily. Now, what I did before this video is I stamped this image just in black and die cut it out. These dies will work through most manual die cutting machines. Our next step is really the key to making these beautiful roses, which is using the shaping mold. So if you haven't used the shaping mold, basically what this is it is a mold that allows you to shape all the different sizes at one time. So I have these laid in here. Some of these have been run through, but we're going to show you how to do that. So I'm going to spray one little mist on the flower that hasn't been. I just chose to not take these out yet because I wanted you to see it, and it doesn't matter if it goes through again, even though it is shaped. We are going to put a second layer on top here, because for the largest rose, I do like to have 3 of the same size as a base. So you can do up to 2 layers. Now, some people do like to use 3 layers. I personally prefer and recommend only 2, so that you for sure get that deep, nice dimension. So you can just put the lid on and run that through your machine. While that's running through, I'm going to show you some samples of these roses. So you'll put it in between the clear plates. If you don't have this yet, and you'd like to know which machines it goes through, you can go to our website and click on the shaping molds under the shop section, and then there's going to be under the mold descriptions, if you see the rose mold, click on it. There's going to be a shaping mold compatibility list of the machines that it does work through. So that is all done, and just like that, all these roses were shaped with one pass of the machine. How easy is that? So you'll just go ahead and pop those out. And if some of them don't flick out, you can just use your fingers and just go in and just pop those right out very easily. I just typically when I bang it against the table, you can use your paper piercer and just pop those out as well. So we have what we need to get started creating the rose. So I start at the base. If you're wanting to do a large rose, you can start with whichever size you want based on the project you're wanting to do. Now, you could, if you want just a basic, more like a flatter flower for scrapbooking, these two are still stuck together here. You could totally just take this flower, just offset the petals, and you'd have a beautiful flower that's a little bit flatter, which is very pretty just in itself. But today we're going to build a rose. So for the base, we're going to do 3 of the same size. For that base, we're just going to offset those petals, and as we put that on, I'm just going to put another layer of the hot glue. Let's just put that over, and I like to take my stylus. Let me just grab my molding mat. I forgot to get that out. And we'll put that underneath so that we can see how to just give it a little bit extra dimension if you wanted to. So you can pull this up, and I'll just bring this over a little bit so you can see that. And then you can just go back and press down a little bit in the center, and that just gives that a little bit more dimension if you feel like it's a little bit flatter than what you prefer. So we're going to lay that to the side, and we'll now start from the inside making that flower bud, and then going from there. So you can do multiple different sizes just based on what you pick. Now for today's event, we have a special promotion where you get a free shaping mold with a purchase. All you have to do is just enter code 178483, and that expires on July 29th. So make sure you take advantage of that. That saves you and gets you a free mold, which is valued at $30. So you get that with a purchase. So we're gonna go ahead and use this for our flower bud. And when I'm making this flower bud, I do like to have the backs colored, and we are working from the back. So we're going to put some glue on one petal over here, one petal over here, and that starts to be our actual flower bud. So you can push these two flowers together and just hold it for a little bit. And while you hold that, you can go back, and you'll do this at the speed of your own comfort level, and you can press it together as much as you want, or you can always leave a little bit, it open a little bit more. So you can really kind of adjust the pressure to what you prefer personally. So you're gonna go ahead and just glue that last flap up. I like to use a glue gun personally because that bonds quicker, but if you have a glue that dries a little bit slower, you can also try that and see how you like that. So for our next step, you could wrap around the same size flower for a duplicate flower bud if you wanted to. So it's like what I call a double flower bud. So if you wanted to do a double flower bud, you just go back, add a little bit of glue in the center, and then you can go ahead and put that flower bud in the middle, and then you'll just work your way around. Just put some glue. You can put them on maybe, say, 2 or 3 petals, depending on your comfort level, and then just bring those up and just layer those around that flower bud. And I don't push it up too tightly. I kind of keep it a little bit open. So as you can see, once that comes out of the mold, this mold has been specifically designed so that you don't have to do any more shaping to create this beautiful one-of-a-kind rose. So you have that done. Now you could just use this just by itself, pair it with a leaf, and you'd have a beautiful rose. Isn't that stunning? So with this, if you wanted to, you can always check, okay, do I want to have another layer in here? You can see that that doesn't quite look full. So what I'll do is I'll go the next size up in my rose, and I'll have this one stamped side up. And again, what I'll do is, this one wants to stick to me because it has some glue. I'll put some glue in the middle and then just up the sides a little bit so that it just grabs when I pull that flower bud in. Oops, I just touched the tip of my hot glue gun, which is really hot, and you don't want to do that. So you're just going to go ahead and just pull that up. And that is a total of 3 layers. So here you could also just have just this as your rose if you wanted to. But our next step, since we are building a larger rose, is we're going to set this in the center of this piece right here. So you're kind of gluing it into 2 sections. So you're going to go ahead and just add this right in the middle of this beautiful one-of-a-kind rose. Isn't that pretty? So it's just as simple as that. And then you can go ahead and make smaller roses. You can make little rose buds, and you can cluster them together, and you can add those onto your cards to create those beautiful one-of-a-kind cards. Before I go, I'm just going to show you a couple more samples. Before we move to the front, I'm going to show you again the stamp and die that I used. So this was the classic rose stamp and die. We'll add the links in the comments below, and then the 3D shaping mold. So hey, if you make a purchase, you'll get the shaping molds for free. If you have this one already, you could choose a different one for free as well. Just enter that code. So when you go to the website at heartfeltcreations.us, you'll get the free shaping mold. Just add that to the cart with your purchase. Enter code 178483, and it expires on July 29th. So before we go, we'll take another look at some more samples. So this is another way to use this beautiful one-of-a-kind rose. I also love how it turned out here on this beautiful card. So You can make it as stunning as you want. You can keep it as simple as you want. I love to use this for making flowers for my scrapbook pages, any color, any time of day or night. And there's so many different sizes to choose from as well. So you can really see how those turned out so beautiful. You can also do smaller cards if you're just doing like a special little like wedding card or thank you card. You could do something simple like this. And here's one that's a little bit more elaborate. This has a beautiful pink roses on a circular card. So hopefully this inspires you to create your own one-of-a-kind cards with your roses. Here's one that's just stamped in the Paradise Teal, but not really colored, and just kind of pairing it with that white. So hopefully that inspires you to create that one-of-a-kind rose that you've been seeing but not sure how to actually create. So if you don't have this yet, we've added the links in the comments below. Just go to heartfeltcreations.us, enter the code for that free shaping mold, and that expires on July 29th, 2020. Thank you so much for joining this virtual event. I hope it's been a blast for you. We'll see you next time. Bye.